more here, and I just gotta make this tutorial really quickly because first off, I'm grounded right now, and I don't have that much time to make this, and that's why I've been inactive on YouTube and I haven't uploaded in 6 days. Also, why I've been offline on Skype. Also, why I have not been replying to my YouTube messages, and for my customers that paid for their stuff, I'm gonna do it tomorrow since I'll be able to get on again. But yeah, so in this tutorial we're going to learn how to make a Apple themed bar like in my banner, in case you want to do it in somebody else's banner or your own. So this little bar here, we're going to learn how to make that. We're going to learn layer styles, little bars, text, and the search bar. So first off, just go to your rectangular tool, your rounded rectangle tool, and make sure that the radius is 3 pixels, and just drag out a rectangle that looks similar like this. It doesn't have to be exact, just, yeah. Make the color of the rectangle like a gray, like a medium kind of shaded gray, not like in between light and dark, a little bit more on the light side though. So like that, that's good. And if you want to know the color, the exact color, it's 9A, 9A, 9A. Or 90, 90, 90 looks good too. So yeah. When I made my background, I saved it as a layer style, just so if ever I want to make it again, I just have the exact layer styles. Also, for this tutorial, it'll be better for you guys because you'll have the exact measurements. I mean, not measurements, the exact style. So yeah. So that's what we get when we have the basic styles. So I'll just go through this really quick, and you could pause the screen on each one. So for drop shadow, you put the opacity to 75%, distance to 0, spread to 3, size to 7. By the way guys, if I mess up, just bear with me. Like if I mess up in this tutorial, just bear with me because I can't redo it and I have to do this and I want to upload for you guys, so yeah. So this is the drop shadow. Just go ahead and pause the screen, do what you need to do. So next is inner glow. Make sure that the color is white. Set to overlay, 40%, opacity, size to 9, stroke to 0. So go ahead and pause the screen. And then lastly, bevel and emboss. This is pretty much the most important part about it. Make sure that the style is inner bevel, the technique is smooth, depth is at 2000, size is 2, soften is 1. So those are the structure settings. Now we're going to go to shading. This is also extremely important. So take a screenshot or something just in case. But for the white highlights, make sure that the opacity is 7, and for the black ones, make sure it's 28. And now you get this. So once you get this, I'm going to show you how to make the indented lines first. So just go ahead back over here to your rectangular tool and go to line. Make sure that the weight is about 2 or 1 pixels. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use 2. And make sure that your foreground and background colors both set to white and black, like that. And if you want, you could just, for the black one, just put it to like a dark gray, just so it's not completely black. I think it looks a bit nicer. So first off, just drag a line out about the size of your bar, like that. And if it's a bit off, doesn't matter, just right click, create a mask so it's only on your bar. Next, what you're going to want to do is duplicate this layer by hitting Ctrl J on the keyboard, or right click duplicate layer. Make sure that it still has a clipping mask over your bar, and drag the layer that you just duplicated under your first layer. Now make sure that the color of your first, the line you just duplicated, make sure it's white, and lower the opacity. Wait 1 sec. I can't see anything because stupid. Okay. So yeah, with your white line, take your press right on your arrow key on your keyboard 1 time, and lower the opacity to about 18%, something like that. So now we have this indented line. You can lower the opacity to the black line to about 35%, and you get the line. So what you can do is just duplicate the layers how many times you want, wherever you want to put them, and yeah, so that's how to make the lines. Next, I'll show you how to make the search bar. And this is a lot easier than it looks actually, so just pay attention and be pretty easy. So make sure your foreground color is white. Grab your ellipse tool and drag out a circle about the size of this. Oops. So once you have this, duplicate it and make the color of it like a bright red or anything that's easily noticeable, so it's like you could differentiate it from the white circle, so that they're not both white and you could like see exactly what's going on. So with your red circle or your second circle, press Ctrl and T on your keyboard, which will bring up the transformation tools, and then press Shift and Alt on your keyboard and drag the right corner or any corner on the outsides, one of the four corners, inwards. So it makes so it just makes it smaller equally. So now you get something that looks like this. Once you got this, hold the command on your keyboard, hold it down, and click on the thumbnail of your layer. And now you'll get like these running ants, whatever they're called, around your circle that you just made. Make sure it's around your first layer, the smaller circle. Once you've done this, go back to your first circle, your bigger one, rasterize layer, and then press delete on your keyboard with the other circle selected. And then just deselect it, and you can delete this small circle now, and now you get a ring outline, pretty much. Next, what you want to do is go back to your line tool, and make sure the weight is about 15 pixels or something. Oh, it's too big. About 10 pixels. Yeah, that looks good. So just line it up, and I'm just going to make it a bit smaller because it's kind of big. So just crop that little piece out like that. And okay, that's good. So now you got your little magnifying glass for your search bar. Just make it smaller. And hold on, I'm gonna make my original bar a bit darker, like something that looks good. And then with your search bar, just make it a bit smaller once again. Something like that. That looks good. And for the bar around it, go back to your rounded rectangle tool. Make the radius like 15 pixels. And just drag it a reasonable size around your magnifying glass. Voice crack. And just kind of mess around with it. Mess around with the size and stuff until you get something that you like. So it looks pretty good. And for the layer styles for this rectangle, put a drop shadow. Actually, no, not drop shadow. Inner shadow. Turn the distance to 0 and the opacity to like 60%-ish. And now you get something like this, or you can turn it back a bit more. Just mess around with it, guys, until you get something that you like. I'm going to, hold on, reset the default. Alright, so yeah, make sure your blending mode's normal, your opacity is 100%, distance 0, choke 0, size 5. And then go to inner glow, make sure it's white, and on overlay, and turn the size to 9, this choke to 0, opacity to 100, and that's good. Now just resize your magnifying glass, make it smaller, and now you get something that looks like this. Obviously it doesn't look exactly like the one I made in the background, but you know, it's just a tutorial and I don't have that much time, so like I said before, just mess around with these settings and until you get something you like. So if you want to get like a sharper kind of drop, like inner shadow, you just turn the choke up and like make sure the size is a bit lower, or you could go and add I know you can't do that, yeah, just put the choke to 21 and the size to 6 about. That looks pretty good to me. And now you get something that looks like this for your little bar, for your search bar, just make it a bit brighter. And then lastly, not lastly actually, one more thing after this, make your reflection, make a new layer, take your rectangular marquee tool, drag it about halfway over your bar, and take your paint bucket tool and make sure your foreground color is white and just fill it. So once you got that, press create clipping mask, and it's not going to do anything now because all your layers are like all like mixed together. They're not. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it looks just like make it like that for now. And when we're completely done, then you're gonna want to add the reflection, because if you just whatever. So now for the text, just use a simple kind of font. Don't use something crazy like Edge or something. Use a simple font like Arial or Typography Pro. And hold on, I'll show you guys when this loads. So yeah, it's taking forever. Alright, there you go. So oops. So I'm just gonna type in S'more and change the font to like Typography Pro. So something like that. Or Arial. That's good. So now that we have this, make sure that the color is white. Why is it red? White. Okay. Now we got this. Put it over here. Make it a bit bigger. And right click, double click, go to gradient overlay. And make sure it's on normal. And oops, make the opacity about like 30%, and add a little drop shadow to it. Put the spread to like 6 and the size to 3ish. Lower the opacity to whatever you find looks nice. And that's pretty much it for the text. You can just mess around with it. And then now that we're completely done, once you're completely done, make sure everything's right though, because once you do this, you can't fix it after. So once everything's done, merge all the layers together, highlight them all, and press merge layers. So now you just have one big layer for everything. Now you're going to want to enable your reflection. Right click, create clipping mask, put it to overlay, and lower the opacity to about 15%. About. And what you can do is just erase the edges of the reflection, just to make it smoother. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you make the Mac thing, whatever it's called. I don't know, whatever. So sorry that this commentary / tutorial was bad. Like I said, I'm in a rush and I can't really do much about it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and comment. Love you. Peace.